Welcome back, Devils fans, and it is not over yet. The New Jersey Devils come up with a massive victory today at home against the Montreal Canadiens, winning by a score of 4-3. The Cardiac Kids return. It was not without some unnecessary drama. Devils win 4-3, and they continue to stay on life support. The plug has not been pulled yet, my friends. The Devils are now heading into tomorrow's game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, trailing them by 5 points in the standings, with the possibility of closing the gap to 3 points with a win tomorrow. Hopefully in regulation to give them no points. A regulation win closes the gap to 3, and it's not over yet. It's not looking good. Tomorrow, a win would put them in a much better position to hopefully squeak out this miracle and ride on into the playoffs. The hope is still alive with a win today. Let's just start with the scoring. Devils, of course, concede the first goal after a scoreless first period at 3:06. Gallagher rips a ridiculous one-timer, a complete laser right past Dawes, giving the Canadiens the 1-0 lead. And at this point, I thought we might just fall apart and wilt and die. Absolute laser of a shot. I don't think Dawes had a chance on it. I mean, it was just an absolute bomb. A couple minutes later at 5:23, Timo Meier from a beautiful pass from Kevin Ball. Timo wide open at the side of the net, right on his backhand. Pretty much as easy of a goal as Timo's ever going to get. And what did you guys notice about the goal? The Timo Meier goal came with Timo parked in front of the net on the right side. Yes, let me repeat that one more time. Timo Meier on the right side of the goal. It's maddening. I've said it in tons of videos, tons of comments. I don't know what it's going to take for Timo Meier to return to his natural position of right wing full time, but it needs to happen, and it needs to happen immediately. Shout out to Timo Meier with an absolute monstrous game today from Timo Meier for all the haters out there. But he needs to get put back on the right wing, and it needs to happen immediately. He's just way more comfortable and effective in that spot, and I can't for the life of me figure out why it is such a big deal to put him back on the right side, but it needs to happen. Timo ties it up at 1, and then at 13:07, Suzuki for the Canadiens in tight, beats Dawes the wrister. It was a nice shot, but I think that's one Dawes would want back. I don't think that was a great goal given up there. Obviously, it's a great chance for Suzuki, but I think you got to have that one in a game like this. Suzuki gives him the 2-1 lead at 13:07. And then a little under 5 minutes later at 17:50, Shimo Nemitz, with his head up, fires one towards the net. Big juicy rebound, comes right out to Palat. He bangs it home, tying the game at 2. And we head to the third period, 2-2 with the Montreal Canadiens. Then in the third, on the power play, 13:33, nicohischier driving the net hard, determined, gets in tight and buries one to give the Devils a 3-2 lead and their first power play goal since the Obama administration. Nico on the power play, giving him the 3-2 lead. A few minutes later at 16:33, Jesperbratt, after a insanely beautiful shot block by Timo Meier, Bratt comes flying down the other way, shows beautiful patience, dekes the goalie, drops Allen, waits, and as he's pulling back from the goal, shelves it. He's put Matheson on his highlight reel, and beautiful goal, amazing patience displayed by Jesper Bratt, giving the Devils the 4-2 lead and seemingly sealing the game. Seemingly. But not so fast, my friends. This is the Cardiac Kids. The New Jersey Devils, 23-24 Cardiac Kids, keep you on the edge of your seat till the end of the game. At 18:09, with the empty net and the Devils the 4-2 lead, it looks like Bratt's going to go flying down towards the empty net, and Matheson, the same defenseman that he embarrassed on his highlight reel goal, just dives and stabs the puck back in the zone, and Suzuki wide open out in front, buries one for an easy goal, cutting the deficit to 4-3. Canadians pull the goalie again. Complete onslaught. Edge of your seat. Heart attacks. Shots from everywhere. Deflections. Traffic. Madness. They don't bury one. And the Devils hang on by the skin of their teeth for a 4-3 win. And keep hope alive. And they keep that life support going. Not a pretty win by any means, but a win is a win. The 2 points is huge, and they live to see another day. And now they've set the table with a tomorrow afternoon date with the Tampa Bay Lightning, who beat the Islanders today. Monster game against the Lightning tomorrow with a chance to cut their lead in the standings to 3 points. A win against the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow would be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. To cut the lead to 3. And with the schedule the way it is, we have a lot of games against teams we're chasing in the standings. And so if they can go on this miraculous run, it's possible. It's still possible. You know, I over-exaggerated a little bit and proclaimed them dead after the Ranger game. They looked lifeless. But the reality is until they're mathematically eliminated, which won't come for a while regardless of a poor stretch or not, the fact remains today was not a pretty game by any stretch, but they found a way to win. That's all that matters. They have to get ready, get rested up, and the game against the Lightning tomorrow is huge. Let's look at some other stats from the game. Shots on goal, Devils 24, Canadiens 26. Face-off percentage, Devils owned them 60.4 to 39.6. We were 1 for 2 on the power play. Montreal did not get a power play. Devils with 10 hits, Canadiens with 14. Devils with 10 block shots, Canadiens with 18 block shots. Devils gave it away 18 times. Got to clean that up. Canadiens gave it away 7 times. And then the Devils with 13 takeaways and 5 takeaways for the Montreal Canadiens. Your 3 stars of the game. The third star from the Devils, number 73 with 2 assists, Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli now on a 5-game point streak. I absolutely love Toffoli. I was super excited when we got him in the summer, and I hope he is not a casualty of us being sellers at the deadline, and I hope we can get him signed for at least a few years for him to continue his career with the New Jersey Devils and this young group of kids. Love Tyler Toffoli. Hope we find a way to keep him around. The second star from the New Jersey Devils with a goal, the captain, number 13, nicohischier. And the first star for all of you. And the first star from the Devils with a goal and an assist, number 28, TIMO Meier. TIMO Time was alive tonight. Woo! What a game for TIMO. I love TIMO. I've been rooting for him hard all season long. He's been getting trashed by everybody. He's being set up to fail, guys. Put TIMO on the right side and you will see a different player. Goal and an assist after a ridiculous block, giving up the body, preserving the W. TIMO Meier with an absolutely amazing game for the Devils today. And I guess the real question I have at this point is, who are we going to see in net tomorrow? I don't think there's any chance of seeing Nico Dawes. I just can't see it. And Akira Schmid, for those that were, I talked to a couple of you in the comments when I said, are we going to see Schmid tomorrow? I don't know if you recall, but a few days ago, when he was sent down to Albany, Lindy Ruff had said they were sending Akira to not Albany, sorry. I'm going back to the old days. Akira Schmid was sent to Utica because he's been inactive and they wanted him to get a game. He got that game in last night. He made 17 saves on 19 shots and a 2-1 loss. So Akira Schmid in the AHL last night for the Comets loses 2-1, making 17 saves on 19 shots. So I don't know what they were looking for from him. They just wanted to get him a game so he wasn't just sitting stagnant for a while. It's possible they recall him. I just can't see it at this point. Yeah, it's interesting. I thought, if anything, he would have been brought up today to back up, and then we would maybe see him tomorrow in the back-to-back. I don't really know at this point. Dawes, I mean, it's tough. If Schmidt is not brought back up, do you play Dawes again for what would be his 8th consecutive start and in another back-to-back? He did win the last time we rolled him out on a back-to-back, but we know the troubles this team has had all year in the second game of a back-to-back. Luckily for us, Tampa Bay played today, so they're also coming off a back-to-back. So we're going to see. I don't know what I would do in this situation personally. I know, and everyone's saying, oh, Dawes is overworked and blah, blah, blah. I've told you guys my thoughts about this from back in the day. I grew up on the GOAT, the workhorse, the man, the myth, the legend, Martin Brodeur, no days off. He would take the net all 82 if he could, and in some seasons he successfully started 77 and 78 games. The man was an absolute freak and never wanted to watch a game from the bench. He wanted to be in the pipes for every game. And so I don't really believe in this overworked nonsense that's kind of been a fabrication of, I don't know who, maybe the advanced analytics people, or I'm not really sure where this all really came about. But I don't subscribe to it personally, and I'm not afraid of playing guys on back-to-backs. But with that being said, he has been playing a lot in a row without rest, and I don't know how much it is affecting him or not. I can't say that for sure. But, if your options are, do you roll the dice with Dawes again, or do you give Poulter a start? I mean, wow. I mean, it's a pretty damning situation to be in, I think. Obviously, we're in a horrible situation with our goaltending, and so I think you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in this situation. If you give Poulter a start, people are going to be like, oh, and he loses. People are going to be like, oh, you basically kept our playoff hopes. You bet our playoff hopes on this, out of nowhere minor league rookie. And if you start Dawes and he loses, people are going to say, oh my God, why would you start this guy? He's so overplayed. He's so fatigued, and you played him back to back. So I really do feel bad for the coaching staff in that regard, and that there really is no quote unquote wise decision to make in a scenario like this. And especially if we lose the game, the hindsight crowd will be coming for blood. But I think at the moment, if I had to pick, I probably would just go back to Dawes. I mean, as rough as it might be on him, I just, to try to keep your playoff hopes alive on Poulter, I think that's even riskier than playing Dawes again. So time will tell, unless somehow, again, Akira Schmid gets brought here tonight or something, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. And so, gun to my head, I'm saying start Nico Dawes again and see what he could do. It's not a great situation to be in. But overall, gutsy win for the Devils. It wasn't the prettiest, but 2 points is 2 points. We live to see another day. The life support is still plugged in, and now we try to cut the deficit to 3 points with a big win against Tampa Bay tomorrow. That would be absolutely massive for the group before heading out on the West Coast with some very winnable games on the docket. Let me know what you guys thought about the game in the comments. If any of you want to apologize for bashing TIMO, we'll accept those apologies in the comments as well. First star of the game. Monster game from Mr. Timomeier. Let me know what you thought about the game in the comments. And what I'm really curious about is who would you guys start at net tomorrow? That's the real hot button question for me surrounding the Devils at the moment. We have to turn this around in, 21 hours from now. We'll be dropping the puck again and playing the team we're trying to steal a spot from. Absolutely monstrous game. Will be a playoff type atmosphere. Hopefully the Devils come out with some intensity and start laying the body a little bit and see if we could take it to the Lightning and, inch closer to them in the standings. But let me know who you guys would start in the net. So curious. And I think that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully we can pull this miracle off. I'll love the boys till the day I die. Like I said, always root for the Devils, watch every game. This season's been a rough one, and now it seems like they're prolonging the hopes for at least another day. Giving us hope for at least another day. We will see tomorrow what they can do against the Lightning. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.